Well, I'm about a month late doing this, but figure it's as good a time as any. So let's do my final recap of 2024 and talk about what's next on this channel. So first of all, hi. It's been a little bit. I think my last video came out about a month ago. It was filmed at the end of 2024, so this is actually the first video that I've filmed in 2025 for this channel. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, this is a longer gap than usual, especially for the end of the year, because I usually tend to release a bunch of stuff at the end of the year. But we'll talk about that. We're going to get to that. But I figured let's start off with a tradition I have, which is recapping my 2024 or the previous year. I used to usually do this on New Year's Eve. I didn't this year. I just wasn't feeling up to it. But I'm going to now on February 2nd. A little bit late, I know. So 2024 was an interesting year on a number of respects. Mostly positive, I'd say, although there's definitely some negatives that are concerning, but mostly positive. The big thing that happened last year, that made the world a difference is I finally found a job that I like, that I'm good at, and I can make some money at. That's one of the biggest struggles I had in 2023, especially, was trying to find a job that I could do well, that I could make some money, and that I could be consistent at. And that was not the case in 2023 at all. I thought I had one in Comcast, got fired because they trained me incorrectly and refused to acknowledge that. Then I went to Angie. That was not a good fit. I didn't make it because I couldn't hit their metrics, even though their metrics were based on things that were beyond your control as an agent. And then sold insurance for a couple months, and that didn't turn out well either. I ended up quitting that one pretty early on. I think that's by far the shortest I've ever worked at a job, because I started there in December and left in March. And I only stayed until March because that's when my job at Railbooker started. So, yeah, 2023 was rough. 2024, pretty much starting in March, was good. I did my training. I got my footing. I had a couple instances where things were not looking amazing at my job. I got into what is known as the performance improvement plan a couple times. Basically, this is when you're not quite meeting your metrics, and you have to hit a different form of metric in order to keep your job. I hit it twice. Now, the big thing is both times I survived it because I kept pushing, and I am actually good at my job, and I was able to actually get enough people to book when I needed them to book. So I got out of it twice, and I feel like I was just starting to kind of get into my stride, especially because now we're in the busy season for vacation bookings. And that's when, and at the end of the year, I was actually offered a different role, sort of different. Essentially now I am a assistant to two of the highest performing agents in the company. So my job is essentially to take things off their plate to make their jobs easier. And I've been doing okay at that. It's been challenging because I've had no training. This was literally something that I was just thrown into. My orientation was the first day I did the role. I had a couple meetings with some of the existing agents, and then that's about it. So it's been a challenge to kind of learn from these high-performing agents. Okay, what do they like? What do they want me to do? Earning their trust to get things done. I'm starting to get to that point. It's been a month, but I feel like I'm starting to earn their trust and to get what they're wanting done, which is good. So we're making progress. Obviously it's a little bit slow of a process because I'm learning everything, but it's going pretty well so far. I should be getting a bump in pay because before, when I was on my own, I was making, my commission checks weren't anything to write home about. But in this role, I get essentially 25% of what these top performing agents make, which they make a lot more than me. So even at 25%, I'll probably get, $15,000 to $3,000 in commission on top of my regular pay, depending on how good their month is, which January was a pretty good month. So I think I'll get a pretty good sized check when it's all said and done, which is great because there's a lot of things I need to work on over the next month or two. So I really need that money. The main thing that I'm trying to do, and I know everyone always says, money isn't everything, and I agree, it's not. But I've struggled for money for so long, since I started working at Disney, because, we weren't getting paid enough. We just weren't. We were getting barely enough to survive. Every now and again, we'd have, I'd have to kill myself with overtime to get the hours I needed to make a decent check. So, Disney just didn't pay enough. And then these other jobs, they paid better, but they just weren't good fits. So I want to get to the point where I don't have to stress every single week about money. And I think if I can get into a good rhythm and get good at this current role, I can get there. And then I can finally start turning certain things around that have needed to turn around for a while. So that's why I've been kind of focusing a lot on trying to get the money element right, because I want to be able to get to the point where I'm financially stable, I can support myself, I can do the things I need to do to improve my life, and, maybe get to the point where I don't have to, rely on certain things that I currently do. So that's kind of the goal there. So that was really the big good thing that happened in 2024, was the job. The bad thing is my health. So if you don't remember, at the end of 2023, I had a really bad gout flare-up in my left knee. And my left knee has really never been the same since then. I couldn't walk at all for quite a long time. I can now. I do often have to wear a brace on my left knee because it doesn't bend all the way. And I still have a lower back issue where if I stand for more than 10 minutes, I just get a really sharp pain in my lower back. My right knee sometimes is a problem. It's not as bad as my left knee, but sometimes my right knee can be a problem. So I have a lot of stuff. And on top of that, I'm still dealing with random bouts of pain all over the place. Sometimes it's my foot. Sometimes it's my knee. Right now I'm dealing with my right elbow is really sore for some reason. I just keep, sometimes it's my hands. My hands are not as flexible as they used to be. So I'm dealing with a lot of issues health-wise. And I've been trying to figure out what's wrong. Once I got insurance at the end, like halfway through the end of the year, my intent was to go to the doctor and finally start figuring out what's wrong and like start making a recovery. And I kept running into issues that prevented that from happening. Whether it was my check wasn't high enough where I could afford the ride, because a lot of these doctors are not close to where I'm at, so it would cost a lot to get there and back, and it was tough to kind of justify it. Sometimes it was I wasn't feeling well enough physically, because I mean there are some times where I was scheduled to go to that appointment and I could barely get out of bed because something was incredibly painful or I was feeling sick. So a lot of things went through. Part of it was, I mean, I freely admit, part of it was procrastination. Because I don't like going to doctors. I mean, no one does, but I'm always like at the back of my head, I'm always worried, like, what if they tell me like I have cancer or I have some sort of disease that I can't treat? Like, I'd almost rather not know than find out, that kind of thing. So, but I know it's something I got to do, because if I don't, things are just going to get worse. And if I want to get back to the point where I can actually do most things on my own, I have to go to the doctor. So that's one thing that's on the table, and I'm actually going next week. One of the positives / negatives of my new role is I now am off weekends, which is great for doing activities, but it's bad for going to the doctor, because now I have to request a weekday off to do it. And it sucked because I planned on going 2 weeks ago, but I couldn't because my insurance changed over the year. And so I had to find a new doctor. I had to go through this whole process. And then when I found a new doctor, they didn't have appointments available for the day I needed. So I had to wait. The earliest appointment I could get is the 7th. So I'm going this week on Friday, finally. It's taken way too long, but I'm finally going to the doctor, and hopefully that will set me on the road to recovery, getting to where I need to be, and being able to set the health element right. Because that's the biggest challenge. There's so many things that are challenging because I can't stand long. I can't walk very far. One thing I did do just so I can go out more, I did buy a wheelchair. My hope is that I'll only use it in the short term, and then once I can get everything kind of resolved and improved, I can just get rid of it. But up until last month, I basically only left the house when Matt came over, or when someone with a car came over. And even then, I didn't do much. Like, one of the biggest struggles was going to see a movie at Disney Springs, because I had to stop every few feet to sit down because of my back or because of my knees. Anything that required a decent amount of walking was a huge struggle. One of the biggest ones, honestly, was when I went to California. I went to Universal Hollywood, and their turnstiles are set up weird, where like you have to walk around this whole, like, it's like a maze just to get into the park. Getting to the front of the park was a nightmare, because I had to walk a pretty good amount of space just to get in, and there's nothing to sit on, nothing to lean on, so my back was killing me. Eventually, when I did get in, I was able to, sit down for a few minutes, rest my back, and then eventually I was able to go get a scooter, which is how I made it through that day. But Like, I hate that. I hate that I have to do that, and I shouldn't have to do that. So that's getting my health in order is kind of the top priority right now. So I'm going to the doctor on Friday. Hopefully they'll, do some blood work, help me start to figure out exactly what is wrong and what we can do to fix it, because I really need to get this better. So that's kind of the big thing, but that's why 2024 was kind of it was a good day. It was a good year and it was a bad year. The health problems were obviously concerning, but I'm happier for the most part, except for the pain. I'm in a better place, like mental health wise, and I'm in a better place financially, but I just got to get better physically health wise, to really get to where I need to be. So that's kind of the challenge right now. Other than that, everything is going pretty well so far in 2025. Yesterday was the Royal Rumble. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Great show. Congrats to Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso for winning their respective Royal Rumbles. It was a good time. But yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering, okay, you rambled on about 2024. What's going on for 2025 for this channel? And it's honestly tough to say. Now, before I mention that, I will say this. I'm not active on this channel nearly as much as I used to be. However, my gaming channel, BigCTV Plays, basically gets weekly videos. Now, that is the one monetized channel, so that's part of it. And I actually did just get my first payout ever from YouTube in January. It was the first time I've ever gotten paid. And I've been doing YouTube videos for over a decade. And the fact that it took that long for me to finally get an actual payout is crazy. But I did finally get one, so I got a whopping $100. So anybody who's like, oh man, YouTubers make so much money. I mean, you can if you have a bajillion subscribers. I do not. I have now less than 2,000 because it looks like a bunch of bots were subscribed to my channel and they all unsubscribed at once. So I've been kind of building up back to 2,000. We're almost at 2,000 again on the Plays channel. But so the Plays channel has been very active. The Plays channel has been doing very well. There's weekly videos on that channel. So if you enjoy gaming, game hunts, game collecting, that kind of thing, you should watch that channel. It's good stuff. This channel, I don't have as much going on. Part of it is, like, when you look at this channel, the main goal of it right now is food reviews, vlogs, and like travel. I haven't been doing as many food reviews. Honestly, there's been a few that have come out fairly recently that I could have done videos on that I just didn't. The other thing too, and I mean, you can call this what it is, but like a lot of the videos I've been putting out have not been getting a ton of views, to be honest. Some of them have, but I mean, when I release a video and it gets like less than 100 views or just around 100 views, it's not great. So it kind of makes you second guess whether it's worth making a video if no one's going to watch it. Especially for stuff like these food reviews, because like, I freely admit when I started YouTube, the whole point was not only was I making videos that other people could enjoy, but I also wanted to make videos that I could go back and watch and enjoy them myself, as kind of an archive. So it was intended not only for preservation of certain moments, but also for entertainment value for everyone else. Like the food reviews, I don't go back and watch my food reviews. Like, I'll go back and watch vlogs, I'll go back and watch game hunting videos, but I have no reason to go back and watch a food review of an Oreo that came out in September 2023, because you can't buy it anymore. I mean, it's cool. Maybe I'll vaguely remember what it tasted like, but like, you know, that doesn't do anything for me. I was mostly doing the taste tests because they were popular, they were doing well, people enjoyed them, and that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. I still am gonna do them but they're gonna be scaled back a lot, honestly. I'm only gonna do like particularly big ones, or do like a group of items. Like if it's a bunch of like grocery store items, I'll do like a bunch of them together at once, rather than doing like individualized ones for like 3 or 4 minutes. I think that's a better way to do it. And on top of that, there's gonna be some stuff I'm just not gonna review. Like there's recently there's been a bunch of stuff that's come out that I could have done a video. I just didn't want to wait for it. Like Blackberry Dr. Pepper came out. Tried that. It's really good. The Post Malone Oreos also came out. Tried that. Also very good. I just didn't want to wait to do a video on them. Like the Post Malone Oreos, they actually came out yesterday, and I got them intentionally to have during the Royal Rumble. We didn't have time to film a video before the Royal Rumble, and I didn't want to wait to eat them until after. So we just ate them. I'm like, hey, they're good. I enjoyed them. But it means the video didn't come out. Sorry. And I guess the point to bring up is this, because my dad actually pointed this out on a comment for, I believe it was the series finale of This Week that aired last year. Like, in many ways, I've kind of outgrown that part of YouTube. And it's not just because, you know, I don't like making videos. I do. I still make videos all the time on my gaming channel. I still like making vlog videos. I still like making content. I just don't like making as much, or, you know, I think the biggest thing is I'm at the point in my life, because I mean, I'm 36. I want to enjoy life rather than document every single little thing that I do. And sometimes when you're making content, you have to kind of skew things a certain way, because you have to make it look dramatic, you have to make it entertaining, and sometimes I don't want to do that. I don't want to put in the effort to, you know, come up with an intro, do the thumbnail, you know, be overly, you know, enthusiastic when it comes to a review, or, you know, sometimes I just don't want to do that. Sometimes I just want to enjoy something for what it is. A new food item comes out, I just try it. I think to myself, that was good, or that's not very good. That's it. Sometimes that's all you want to do, is not have to constantly think about, do I want to make this a video? How do I make it a more entertaining video? So I guess what I'm trying to say is this channel's not going away. I'm going to make content on it. It's going to come out. Yes, I know. Now we're 2 years behind for the Yearies, because I never released 2024. I haven't made 2025 either, so we're probably going to do those. I mean, we're still early enough in the year where I could probably get away with both, so I'm probably going to do those. I don't know when, but at some point, I'll just go ahead and film the Yearies 2024 and 2025. That's still going to come out. I'm not going to just say, oh, well, on those. I'm still going to release them. Especially now, because one of the things that has changed, which is really good, I finally got an SSD for my computer. And why that's important is now I can make bigger videos, which I'm sure you've noticed this video is actually on the longer side. And it has different music. I can do sound effects now. There's a lot of stuff that has improved because I can actually save content onto my computer because I have this SSD. So that's really exciting. I've been needing to do it for a while. it was a big, like, I had to spend a lot of money to get a new SSD, to get a new adapter, because I needed more USB-C ports on my computer. I finally did it. I can finally do what I've been needing to do for a while, so that's great. Which also means I could do the Eries properly, because that was one of the big concerns, is the Eries usually takes like a bunch of video clips, sound effect clips, music clips. I have to store all that on top of edit it all together to release the video. So now I can actually do it, and it won't be broken up into like 3 parts. So that's good. So the Erie's still coming. Vlog footage still coming. I don't know when the next trip I'm going to go on is. I mean, I'm just glad I got to do one in 2024, because that was the first time I've traveled anywhere since 2019. Been 5 years. I have one I want to do. We'll see if it happens. But there's an event going on in April at Universal Hollywood called I think it's Fan Days or Fan Nights, that I really want to go to. That would be pretty awesome. So I'm hoping I can find a way to do that. And that will probably be a big documentation video. I'll probably actually also do some Thrill Seekers content there too. In terms of that channel, I mean, there's not much to report, really. I mean, it's not a dead channel. It's just I only release content on it when I have theme park things to report, and I don't have any passes anymore. I don't work for a theme park. I don't have any tickets. So and because of my health, I don't go to theme parks regularly. I would love for that to change, and it may change once I get start getting my health better. But at the moment, it's just not feasible for me to go to a theme park. I can barely do it. You know, I did it for Universal, but I needed something to do that day, and I got a ticket, and I spent a lot of money to do it, and had a scooter. Obviously, I'm not going to do that every single time to go to a theme park. So until my health is better, I really can't justify buying a theme park ticket, like an annual pass. I want to. Trust me, I want to. And boy, do I want to go to Epic Universe when it opens. But again, I want to make sure that I am healthier, where I can actually physically go and not have to rely on someone pushing me in a wheelchair or having a scooter. And B, I want to be healthy and physically better so that I can actually ride most of the rides, because that's another concern I have, is fitting on some of the rides at Universal, because it's not easy. When I went to Universal Hollywood, there were a number of rides that I could absolutely not fit on anymore, I couldn't fit on. Mario Kart, I've been told I can if I sit in the back row. I didn't try it. I will when Epic opens, just to see if I can. And then like Secret Life of Pets, I couldn't fit on at all, because it was way too tight. And part of that's my knees, because I can't bend them as well as I used to. I'm hoping Yoshi is not the same way, but we'll see. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to go to Epic Universe when it opens. I mean, obviously not right when it opens, but I'd love to be able to go opening year. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll see. I guess the parting words for this video will be, watch this space when it comes to 2025 videos. I think once my health starts to improve, and once I actually get things starting to figure out, I think this channel will probably get a lot more active. At the moment, I would expect there to be occasional videos on here, maybe for... I was originally going to try to do a video for the Royal Rumble. I didn't. We just didn't have time, because we ordered food and it didn't get here until like a few minutes before. So I was going to do a whole intro, having all of us do our like predictions. We just didn't have time for it, so I didn't do that. Maybe I'll do one for the Super Bowl, although this year's Super Bowl kind of sucks, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll watch the space. We'll do some videos on here for food reviews, vlogs, all that good stuff. And hopefully once my health really starts to improve, more content will come to this channel. And then, yeah, just keep watching plays, pretty much weekly videos on that channel. I've got some more gaming series I want to do, like I have a series I'm going to start over there. This is kind of a spoiler because I actually haven't mentioned this on that channel, where I open 10 of my sealed games and play them, because, you know, having a bunch of sealed games is a cool, like, investment, but, like, do you care more about what they're potentially worth as they sit on your shelf sealed, or playing the actual game? So I'm probably going to open 10 games from my collection and play them and just kind of give my thoughts on, okay, here's what this game is, here's what I think of it. So I think that'd be kind of a cool little series. And there's a few other things I want to do, so I think it'd be kind of fun. But yeah, that's going to do it for this kind of rambly recap of 2024 and, you know, what's next for the channel. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, that we know when new videos drop, because they're going to be on kind of their own time right now. Yeah, I think if I can get my health situation resolved, or at least improved to the point where I can get back to kind of normalcy, you can expect some bigger things from this channel, but until then, it's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.